Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we would be learning how to draft and cut this trendy dress with the side garters. This is day 5 of my YouTube video challenge. If you're new here, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. First, I'm drawing a line at the top of my pattern paper. This will serve as my starting line. I'll go ahead to do the same to the side of my pattern paper. This will serve as my zip allowance. So now I'm going to measure my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which for me is 16 divided by 2, that is 8 inches. And then I'm also now going to impute my horizontal measurement, which is my chest line, my bust length, my under bust length, my half length, my hip length, my full dress length. So after imputing this measurement on both sides of my pattern paper, I'm going to go ahead to join the points with straight line. Now I'll impute my shoulder measurement divided by 2 on my chest line. Then I'm going to join the point to my shoulder line like so. I'll take out 1 inch from my armhole line to get my shoulder slope. So now for my neckline, I'm going to measure 3 inches as my neck width. So I'm going to join it to my armhole line. This will serve as my shoulder slope. After that, I'm going to impute my body measurement, which is my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance, my under bust measurement divided by 4 plus my sewing allowance. I'll do the same thing for my waist and my hip measurement, and then I'm going to join the points. Now for my armhole, I'm going to divide my armhole line by 2, and I'll go in at that point by ½ inches. At that point, I'm going to draw a curve, and this will serve as my armhole. To draw my darts, I'll divide my nipple to nipple measurement by 2, and I'm going to impute the measurement on my bust line, and then I'm also going to impute it on my hemline. So I'm just going to join that point all the way to my hemline. Remember, I'm making a bust here for this dress, so I'll be going out at my waistline by 2 inches. I'll do the same at my under bust line, and then I'll go in from the dart line by ½ inch like so. I'll also do that on my waist and under bust line. Now I'll join the points, then come down from my bust line by 1 inch, then draw my dart to that point. For my neckline, I'm going to measure 8 inches. That will serve as my neck depth. Then I'm just going to use my ruler to just join from that point to my armhole. So that is my neck line for this dress. Now I'm just going to be extending my dart line to my neckline like so. Then I'm going to take out ½ inch on both sides of that line to complete my dart. So I'm just going to join the points like so, like the way you're seeing me do right now. Okay, so we are done with the top of our dress, and we're done with drafting the dart. I'm just using my marker to make the lines more visible for you to see. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to share our video, like and comment. So now I'm moving to the hem of my dress, because we're also going to mark the dart at the hem of the dress so that we'll be able to join the point to the waistline. So just mark out 2 inches by the side and then ½ inch on the other side like so. Then join the point to the waistline. So now we are coming down at the waistline by 2 inches and like so, and ½ inch on the other side of our hemline. So we are just going to use a curve, or if you have your French curve, just use your French curve to create a curve like so, like the way I'm doing. Just curve it, because this part is going to be the part that we're going to attach our gathers. So that's what I'm doing now, and this is what our pattern looks like. It's already coming out, so I'm just going to mark out the point for you to see, and we're going to cut it out now. Remember that our dart is, we took out 2.5 inches for our dart, so we are just going to join that to our waistline and our on the bust line, just to add the 2.5 inches that we had already cut out, so that we'll be able to complete our measurement. So that's what I'm doing. That then I'm going to join the point to my hip, and then I'm going to extend my curve to that point, so that it comes out right. For my zipper allowance, I'm just going to go to my waistline, and I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch to have that curve at that part, to remove the excess bulkiness at the zip area. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to create my new zip allowance. Okay, so I'm cutting out my pattern now, and after cutting out the pattern, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to place. Please watch, because in this pattern I had cut out the front and the back pattern together, because just to save time. So please watch so that you can see how I'm going to cut out the back pattern using this pattern. So now I'm going to be folding the zipper allowance before I can use this pattern to cut out my front pattern, because this part is on fold. So I'm just folding it so that I'll be able to use it to cut out my front pattern. So after this, I'm just going to use the pattern that we had cut to cut out on my fabric for my front pieces. We are done cutting out our front pieces. So now to cut out the back piece, I'm just going to release the folded zip allowance, and I'm going to place both pattern paper on my fabric, and then I'm going to take out the extra 2.5 inches allowance that I'd added for my dart. So now at the top of my back pattern, I'm just going to mark out how low I want my back neckline to be. Then I'm just going to join that point to my armhole like so. Now to cut out the gathers part, please watch and listen carefully. I'm going to fold my fabric into two depending on how much I want my gathers to be. So the length of my gathers is going to be, I'm using 22 inches. So each fabric is 22 inches. So I'm just going to use the curve part from the piece that I had already cut from my pattern. I'm just going to place it on my fabric like so. Then I'm going to draw a curve. Then now I'm going to add allowance to it, my sewing allowance. Then I'm going to cut out. So it's as simple as that. To cut out the sleeve, I'm using my shoulder measurement divided by 2, so that's 8 inches. Then I'm adding 1 inch allowance for my sewing allowance. Then for the width of the sleeve, I'm using 12 inches, but you can use 10 to 15 inches, just depending on how full you want your sleeve to be. Then for my spaghetti sleeve, I'm using 12 inches length and 3 inches width for the spaghetti sleeve, because the 3 inches, when I fold it to sew, I'm going to have 1 inch. So that's why I'm using 3 inches, because I'm going to be sewing it on fold, and then I'm going to be sewing 1/2 inch. So yeah, I'm done cutting all the pieces from my pattern paper. I'm just going to take them to the sewing machine to sew. So guys, thank you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, and watch out for part 2 of how to sew and join all the pieces together. See you in my next video. Bye.